Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years and now doing the dental practice brokerage for 14. Today's topic is how to save, when selling a dental practice, how to save valuable time and speed up the closing process. This is an important topic. We're going to get into this. Before we do, as you know, we now are in 24 states. We have 10 employees, including 2 CPA accountants, and we're available to you 363 days a year, just taking off Christmas and Easter. Now, everything you're about to hear is for entertainment purposes only. It's not legal or business advice. Also, before you make any major decisions, such as selling your practice to one of the large DSO groups, call us first, because we work with them all the time. We're independent of them. We know who the best ones are, who's having trouble. They will often pay our commission. So you as a seller, often there's no commission. So we could be your advocate. We're right in the middle, helping negotiate, put the deal together. Plus, when you sell a practice over $1 million sale price, we will reimburse the seller. We'll reimburse the seller legal fees upon successful closing, based on some small criteria. Now, in addition to that, let's move on to see what today's topic is. There's a lot of things that tie up closings. To try to get a closing done in 45 days, there's always a delay and delay and delay. When I say 45 days, that's after a letter of intent has been tendered, you're in agreement. Of course, that's only a non-binding document, but at least you're in agreement. It should close in 45 days unless there's real estate. Real estate will take longer. There are so many delays that I have noticed in the closing process. And you as a seller or buyer, what you could do to expedite. What do you have to do? Number one, choose a dental attorney, choose a dental bank, and hopefully a dental accountant. Those 3 things will help expedite the process. Because most of the dental attorneys know each other and they'll move the deal along. They've worked together. When they hit a obstacle, they'll get over the obstacle. Okay? Now, the next thing is you, both buyer and seller, you've got to reserve time. Okay? I know you're on this busy schedule. I realize you're coming home every day, you're exhausted. But this is going to require at least an hour a day or more of your time. Seller, you're going to take, you might as well start getting your paperwork done like months ahead of time. All your tax returns, all your profit and losses, your W-2s, your provider code analysis by ADA code, provider code analysis by provider, your write-offs, all of your write-offs. You've got to summarize them. We'll call them discretionary write-offs. You got to get them out and open, in the open, and they've got to be discussed. Everybody has to know about them. Okay? It's really important you do this, because this is information we need. It takes some of these sellers months to put it together. Just months. It's crazy. So what you've got to do is get this stuff together as a seller a long time before you're ready to sell, because don't forget, a lot of the stuff you have is historical. You've already produced taxes for the last 3 years or last 2 years. You're already producing money this year. You're going to need a profit and loss this year. Get your paperwork ready. But more important, you've got to reserve time. Every day. I mean, every day you are working on this, and it's a little bit of a challenge because it's stuff you've never done before, reports you've never run. I realize this is a big deal, and you've been practicing for like 40 years. Nobody's asked you for this information. What can I tell you? They're asking for it now, and you got to put it together. That's what we're up against. All right? That's what you got to do. That's what you're up against, and it's not easy. And buyer, you've got to reserve time. You're going to have your banking, you're going to have your attorney, you're going to have your inspections. There's a lot for you to do, and I realize this. So you've got to reserve time. You're moving on. Buyer, you're working for somebody else. I mean, you got to work on your dream instead of somebody else's. Yes, I know you're working all these crazy hours. Yes, I know you have no free time. Yes, I know you're exhausted, but that's it. your dream or you work on somebody else's dream. You've got to reserve the time well ahead of time. Secondly, you stay on top of your attorney. What do you need? Your attorney needs you, you become available. Maybe you leave an hour and a half, you leave the office every day if you're an associate, and do your paperwork, your emails, and so forth. You return all your attorney's phone calls, your bank's phone calls, everything, and you keep the process moving. When the seller sees that you're hustling, it's a big help, and maybe the seller will get on board. Often we're tied up with the seller taking way too long to get the paperwork together. It just takes forever. We realize this, but you've got to move on it. You as a seller, you can't be lax in this. You have to expect it. If you want to make life easier on yourself, months before you sell your practice, call us. We'll tell you the list of what you need. Months before you set up who your attorney's going to be. This is before you even put it on the market. Put everything out. So come day one, you hit the ground running. All right? We try to find buyers for sellers that will hit the ground running. The best buyers are the buyers that have been through one or two possible sales and the seller got cold feet. That meant that buyer was already prepared. And great sellers, they've already had a buyer before, but the buyer got cold feet or buyer didn't qualify for a loan or something. They have all the data ready. In 14 years, it's been very few. I'm talking about less than 10 people, maybe less than 6 people that had a package ready to go almost on day one. Nobody has it. But it's going to take a time. You're going to be fine, but this is time consuming. You got to put the time in. That's it. There's no excuses. You're trying to build your future or you're trying to retire. Get it done and don't wait as a seller. Don't tell me I'll just wait another year. It doesn't work that way. You'll get disabled. There's a problem. There's an issue. The economy changes. The interest rates go up. Banks stop lending. I mean, it goes on and on and on. You want to get the practice sold, you move with rapid speed, properly, and watching everything, but get it done. And buyer, the same thing for you. Don't think I'll just work for my DSO in a couple more years. Then you get disabled. Then your whole life is changed. You can't buy a practice. You can't get insurance. You can't get life insurance, disability insurance that the banks need. You have a problem, and you're also non-productive now. Okay, you get disabled when you're healthy, and you have the disability insurance, and you own a practice. You can keep going on. Everybody just got to move the ball forward. All right, team. We're close to 600 YouTube videos. We're having a great time out here. We hope you hit the subscribe button so you hear all the next videos. And we don't advertise here. This is advertisement free on this channel. But we're here for you. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye now.